evening and welcome to Poets Cafe, where the art of conversation comes alive. Highlighting a new era of the Poets Cafe, where artistic voices comes alive. As we welcome everyone into and across the threshold of a new beginning, we will honor the voices and faces on our second anniversary. Today's stories will mark a new chapter on the billboard for artists, writers, singers, poets, painters, and crafters. Many with gifted talent, sharing stories of yesterday, today, and stories untold, poetically speaking. Welcome to the Poets Cafe with Ronald C, McCray and Terry Benjamin. We will continue on our journey into a new romance novel of relationship, with music as lit, of the soul and the rhythm moving the body from side to side, leaving only memories for our audience as we move forward in today's show. So, don't forget to subscribe and hit the like button. Now, let's get into our show and listen to the voices of the shadow winds blow, poetically speaking.
Let's get started. You know, we didn't know we were going to be here today because of the storm that is coming. We don't know how bad it's going to be, but we figured we'd get in here and do what we got to do and get out there. But I'm glad that you're out there. I hope that you're safe. I hope that you're in a good place. Today, engineer for our program is Brother Pierre. And of course, as we start, we want to acknowledge you. And we want to acknowledge you by putting you into the VIP lounge. And so today in the VIP lounge is Sylvia Carter, Jacqueline Addison, Dennis Woodyard, Joanne Blount, O'Hara Geo Petaway, Mark Roberts, Audrey Clayton, Doug Dan, Roland A. Watson Sr., Leonard Tucker, Mary McDonald Swindell, Richard Medley, Robert Cabbage-Stalk, Sandra Williams, Jacqueline Elaine Coleman, Isu Canty, Audrey Clayton, Lou Hawkins, Tony McQueen, Lois Shaw, Bonita Floyd Ward, Patricia Lynn, Pat Hughes, Nelson Carroll, Marcella Roberts, Yvonne Tomlinson, Chanel Gilmore, Dina Robinson, Laura Flashberg, Lucille Harper, Kenneth Washington, Deborah Dowser, and Kiki Newton. Welcome into the VIP lounge. Again, we're glad to have you with us because this is a program that we do for you. And we do it because we feel that it is of a service, and we do it because we love it. It's our passion. Because as you go through this life, realize two things. You have your job and you have your work. The job is your career, how you make your money. But your work is what you do after all of that has been taken care of. Okay, so we're retired, so this is our work. This is our work, this program that we bring to you. Today's agenda, living the impossible dream. We're a winner. I want to break that down. When I say the impossible dream, if we go back to the 60s, the time of the civil rights era, as they call it, the impossible dream was to have equality, with our fellow Americans. And we moved to that particular situation. We had that dream. And it seems that, Ron, we almost like we're going backwards, or like we're reliving the civil rights era again. It's like, we've lost our civil rights, so we got to work on that. And then we have the phrase, we're a winner, and that's from a song by Curtis Mayfield. Because, again, as we're going through the 60s and all the things that were going on, we had songs that strengthen us, that give us messages. And We're a Winner, as recorded by the Impressions, but actually written by Curtis Mayfield. And I just want to share just a portion of the lyric from that song, because, again, no matter what happens, we are winners. That is in our DNA, that's in our nature. And in the song, Curtis Mayfield and the Impressions sing, they say, we're a winner. And never let anybody say, boy, you can't make it, because a feeble mind is in your way. No more tears do we cry. And we have finally dried our eyes, and we're moving on up, Lord have mercy, we're moving on up. We're winning. And it seems, Ron, like we're going back to the era. And maybe we need those songs even more because that's the push. And so again, he says we're a winner. And don't forget that. We're a winner, and we'll get through this like we got through it before. Also, in this program, we have different segments that we go through, and we're going to do the Mind, Body, and Books. Got some interesting books for you. We're also going to do Music is Lit. Got some good songs in there. And then, again, we're going to wrap it up and food for thought. And the food for thought that we're going to sort of, go back and forth with it. Do we need another Malcolm or do we need another Martin? That's the question. Do we need a leader like we had in Malcolm and Martin, or can we do it ourselves this time? And so another important feature of our program, which I really enjoy because I look forward to the creativity of this brother. And so you know what I'm talking about, right? I'm talking about Ron's poetry. What do you have for us today, Ron?
Well, I got a couple of things.
I know you do.
A couple points right quick. First of all, it is truly a pleasure. It's always a pleasure to hear not only those who have been with us, starting in the beginning, to those as you continue to pass word, those who listen, those who join, and those who also pay for their VIP status. Mm-hmm. You see, you pay for it by your presence.
That's right.
We're not talking about money. We're talking about your mere presence, your interest. And let us know that we are motivating you and you are inspiring us to continue to grow. And I want to use that word grow, right, like the temptation. It's growing. Like a snowball rolling down the side of a hill. It's growing.
Yes.
We talk about a storm is coming.
That's right.
But like a snowball rolling down the side of a hill.
That's
You're
right.
growing. You can becoming powerful.
That's right.
The second thing, keep on pushing, like the brother said. You see, Curtis Mayfield said you keep on pushing. See, so what happened in the eras of yesterday must continue to do and move forward into tomorrow's freedom. Right. Keep on pushing. And the other thing, too, I put the power of you, your voice. That's right. You see, you can't go to sleep and let your voice go and fade into nothing, because I know many of y'all and a lot of us, we went to bed, sleep with the songs on our minds, with all these lyrics of the Temptations and Smoking and whatnot. Right. You were singing, crying in the blues. That's right. No matter how you look at it. Right. But the fact is, it was part of you. That has become your yesterday today, has become of you today for tomorrow, no matter how you look at it. So let me move on to this other one. Okay. As we, this month, and I changed the theme of this month for every single day. And as my brother was also mentioned last time we was here. But we also identified this, that everyone knows or should know. You don't have to know the lyrics, but understand and know the song. Because even in church today, this song rang out again. Lift every voice and sing. Yes. And I just want to read just a little bit. Lift every voice and sing till earth and heaven rings. Ring with the harmonies of liberty. Let our rejoicing rise high as the listening skies. Let it resound loud as the roaring sea. Sing a song full of the faith that the dark past has taught us. Sing a song full of the hope that the present has brought us. Facing the rising sun of our new day begun. Let us march on till victory is won. That in itself is a continuation. That's right. No matter how you look at it. My brothers opened up with those lyrics of those authors and everyone else. They even talked about the past, what was happening then. What was happening then, they told the stories of tomorrow, which is today, which was their future. That's right. And here we today, the insult, I want to say this, the insult today for so many, and let me say this from my perspective. We don't need a leader per se. We need you to rise up and organize and say we want to appoint our own leader, somebody who's going to represent us, because we're going to stand behind that person. It's like an elephant. You got the patriarch and you have a matriarch. And if you don't have a patriarch, you have a matriarch who's going to lead the family somewhere. You see, stomping, the only thing you heard is a solid thump on the ground, just like I mentioned before, the 1928, the Silent March. The only thing you heard was a solid shuffle of their feet. They didn't make noise, they didn't tear up, they didn't get all loud and rowdy and everything else. So this month, moving into next month, and each and every day thereafter, you must also recognize who you are. Because my thing is today, it's not about Black History Month. This is Black cultural, our culture, our heritage culture. You must put this in your mind today. From this point on, every single day, this is your culture. Every other culture has a culture except you, to identify who you really are and what you represent. You talk about Black Lives Matter. Talk about your heritage. Look about the history of the past, who you, many other, cannot begin to imagine what our ancestors have been through. But yet still, their stories, their physical, the mental, the emotional state have endured for us to reap the benefit of their legacy, to go back and tell their story today. And you sitting here, a lot of y'all sitting here crying the blues, talking about, well, what they doing. No, they ain't doing a damn thing to you. You're doing it to yourself, because you won't stand up, you won't speak up, you won't exercise your voice. Everything that was done then has to be fulfilled today.
That's right. And Tony McQueen just checked in. He says, "Let's go, men." Thank you, Tony McQueen. Tony McQueen, I'm sorry. Thank you, Tony McQueen. Let's go, men.
And here's another thing in short, and kind of shift back and forth and go to my brother. This one is the Library of Poetry. A world filled with voices speaking many unknown languages from around the globe. Time and wisdom yield to the poet's mind as a thinker unfolds into a mysterious life, driven by the desire to capture and channel thoughts from within. As you see in back of us, poets, their voices, their presence, their physical went around the world 100 times and over, and still circling the globe.
That's right.
The inquisitive aspect of human nature are framed by the stars throughout the galaxy, yielding to the handwritings of those who strive to illuminate a new path for explorers, venturing into the mysterious realm of thoughts and curiosity, taking no prisoners in their pursuit of truth. The bookshelves line the walls, filled with artists who poses independent minds and a wealth of knowledge, seeking to tell stories from every angle through a town hall meeting where the spoken word echoes many novels throughout fictions, including Murder, She Wrote. Writing has developed skills that teach babies how to channel their energy and learn from the wisdom of the past, as found a books of history, of knowledge, and the lessons of experience. I just wanted to read that because, again, we talk about it, and Dr. Benjamin right here, next to me, right? He's a professor now. He works at the library. He taught classes. You see, the fact is, and we talk about it all the time, whether you read one thing a little bit, but the library is full of books. You have books in your house, magazines, the one you threw in the garbage, the one you threw in the back room, or whatever. But the bottom line is, everyone has a spoken word. That's right. Tell your story. The pastor was saying today, tell your story.
Yes.
You see, and that's what's important. I just wanted to read that to you because, again, the Library of Poetry, no matter how you look at it.
That's the beautiful thing, the Library of Poetry, okay? The library has many books, more books than you will be able to read in a lifetime, really in several lifetimes. But the books are there. And I always say that, after high school, how smart you are is up to you. Because at that time, after high school, if you don't go on to college or trade school, your education is in your hands. And I want you to think about it. So when we talk about, do we need a Malcolm or a Martin, maybe we just need to get ourselves together and become leaders within ourselves. How about that thought?
Read one more, because, again, it ties it all in again. The powerful voice. The power of a voice renders no mercy. It's a membrane that holds and hosts multiple levels deep within each designed vein, slithering throughout the inner skull, a place where high-tech images and memories of the universe are sealed. Lift every voice and sing till heaven and earth rings. Ring with the harmony of yesteryear, loud as a roaring sea. The voice, the soul, labor pain deep beneath the depths of the soil. Lift every voice and sing, sing with power, from which the blood seeps through the pores without the cry of pain. But deliver sorrowful songs until the doors of heaven scream, sounding the trumpets for the soul to come home. The voice rises from sun up to sundown, with no breaks, only morning songs until another whip is laid across their backs. Lift every voice and sing, sing in harmony until the earth weeps tears, crying out for the master's voice to lead them home. The earthly master they try to escape is beyond their strength. They sought to make a way. The burning sun slashed across their backside, weeping sweat without water to dry their hidden tears. Yet they rose through tumultuous time, fed their babies and fed their families before another slash across their backside. Lift every voice and sing until heaven and earth rings with the sounds of unity. Together they stood then. What are you doing today to unify their pains away? They surrendered their souls against their will so you can have freedom without the misery and strife of laboring as they did, picking cotton for the master who never cared about human life then and now, from whipping and lynching to choking and shooting. He never cared then and represent the same today. What are you going to do if you don't raise your voice and sing until heaven and earth sing, with the harmony of yesterday's pain, while writing songs with lyrics from the archives on their backs, in their hair, across their shoulders, where their stories was hidden? Lift every voice today, turn from their distraction, bring them to their knees to surrender to their misery, to their mercy, pleading for no jail time for things many didn't do. They were innocents then, many are innocent now. But the voice still must be raised, and all will fade into the shadows of their angry, unhappy souls. Lift every voice and sing loud as the roaring sea until heaven and earth rings. With the power of harmony, lift every voice now, or surrender to your earthly master's will. And just ensure even the pastor today, tie that into the message of who we supposed to be. Those who are following Jesus, those who are following Black history and whatnot, you have to. You have to stand up until you, among yourselves, among ourselves, as a unity, find that one voice, that powerful voice that's going to lead the body. But the body must come together to recognize who that voice will be. And then once you recognize that voice, you must be there to support it, because no one person can do it alone, no matter how you look at it.
That's a beautiful message. You know, again, as we move along in the program, I saved the quote of the day to sort of lead into the mind, body, and books segment, because I'm spotlighting two books. And the first book is by a gentleman named Walter D. Myers, who I met while I was in graduate school. I took a course on children's, young adult literature. And the course is very interesting, Ron. What they did is we had a whole semester, and there was no midterm exam, no final exam. What it is, they gave you a list of 20 books. You had to read the 20 books. Then they invited 10 authors to come in, and we had to write on each of those authors. And so that was the grade. And one of the authors that that I met during that time was Walter D. Myers. And so I want to use Walter D. Myers as the quote of the day. And this is what Walter D. Myers said, and really, it's really something that really stuck with me. And this is on passion for writing. And this is Walter D. Myers, the quote of the day. He says here, "I love writing. It's not something that I am doing just for a living. This is something that I love to do. I've been writing since I was 9. For a person with speech difficulties, writing was a way of communicating easily. It was my hobby, more than a way of making a living. I'm surprised to actually be able to make money doing this thing that I love." Walter D. Myers, a legendary young adult writer, one of his most famous books is this book right here, is entitled Monster. And on the back of the book, it gives you a little synopsis of what the book is about. It says here, Steve Harmon's black. He's in jail, maybe forever. He's on trial for murder, and he's 16 years old. And so again, this is a classic from Walter D. Myers. But another classic, in a book that I really recommend, especially for young readers or young adult readers, but also for older readers as well. And it's a book that I really enjoy. It's entitled Malcolm X, A Fire Burning Brightly, and is written by Walter D. Myers and is illustrated by Leonard Jenkins. And this is the book. Again, it's short. It was a school library journal best book. And again, it is the Malcolm X story, but it's really sort of brought down to a level of a young adult, a teenager. But adults would enjoy it as well. And illustrations are just beautiful. And from the back of the book, it says here, quoting Malcolm X, "I believe in recognizing every human being as a human being, neither white, black, brown, nor red." This was just one of the messages that Malcolm X brought to people of color. He lived by the idea that black people should demand equality by taking their lives and futures into their own hands. With guidance from the religious leader Elijah Muhammad, Malcolm became one of the most powerful leaders of the civil rights movement during the 1950s and the 1960s, and his beliefs live on today. Award-winning author Walter D. Myers, together with illustrator Leonard Jenkins, delivers a straightforward and compelling portrayal of one of America's most influential figures. Okay, and so again, Malcolm X. This is as written by Walter D. Myers. Again, Walter D. Myers has written many books that you really want to check out, especially for your young people, because I like to see everybody reading. I like to see children, young adults, seniors, because I think that in the final analysis, reading helps you to develop your decision-making abilities. The last book that I want to actually present in the Mind, Body, and Books segment is a new book. As a matter of fact, this is not really supposed to be coming out until March, but I was able to get an advanced copy, and I'm enjoying it very, very much. And this book is entitled Worse Than a Lie, a Bo Lee Cooper novel, and is written by Ben Crump. And if you know anything about what's going on today, that Ben Crump is a prominent lawyer. And it says here from the back of the book, here's attorney Ben Crump is listed among the most influential people of 2021 by Time 100. Ebony Magazine's Power 100 Most Influential African Americans, the National Trial Lawyers Top 100, and the 2014 NNPA Newsmaker of the Year, and is referred to as Black America's Attorney General. Through a steadfast dedication to justice and service, renowned civil rights and personal injury attorney, Crump has established himself as one of the nation's foremost lawyers and advocates for social justice. His legal acumen has ensured those marginalized in American society are protected by their nation's contract with its constituency. He is the founder and principal owner of Ben Crump Law. Now, this is a fiction book. This is a made-up story about this character, Bo Lee Cooper, and his team of lawyers and investigators, and about a case they took on in Chicago. And I'm really enjoying this book, but obviously, Ron, as I was reading it, I'm enjoying the book, but I see that it could be a movie. It's just that compelling. But again, I want you to read things that are going to help you understand what's going on today. And so, again, we say that reading is fundamental. We say that reading is important. We say mind, body, and books. But we also say music is lit. And what we mean by that is that music is literature. It can be read as a poem, but it could also be read as a lesson. And I was talking to Ron earlier before we went on the air here. It seems like we're going back to the 1950s and 1960s with the whole thing about trying to get our civil rights. I thought we had gotten that. But obviously, if we got it, somebody trying to take it away from us. And so, again, it seems like it's the ball of confusion. But then I look back at 1970, and guess what? There was a song entitled Ball of Confusion. And the full title is Ball of Confusion. That's what the world is today. And this was in 1970. And we're in 2026, and it seems like it's a ball of confusion right now, Doggone it, man. I thought we got past this. But again, let's go back to 1970. Let's go back to the Temptations. Let's go back to Ball of Confusion. That's what the world is today. And it reads, people moving out, people moving in. Why? Because of the color of their skin. Run, 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 but you just can't hide. An eye for an eye, a tooth for a tooth. Vote for me and I'll set you free. Rap on, brother, rap on. Well, the only person talking about love thy brother is the preacher. And it seems nobody's interested in learning but the teacher. Segregation, determination, demonstration, integration, aggravation, humiliation, obligation to our nation, ball of confusion. Oh, yeah, that's what the world is today. Ooh, hey, hey. The sale of pills are on an all-time high. Young folks walking around with their heads in the sky. Cities aflame in the summertime, and oh, the beat goes on. Evolution, revolution, gun control, the sound of soul. Shooting rockets to the moon, kids growing up too soon. Politicians say more taxes will solve everything. And the band played on. So round and around and around we go. Where the world's headed, nobody knows. Oh, great googa mooga. Oh, can't you hear me talking to you? Just a ball of confusion. Oh, yeah, that's what the world is in today. Whoa, hey, hey. Fear in the air, tension everywhere, unemployment rising fast. The Beatles' new record is a gas, and the only safe place to live is on an Indian reservation. And the band played on. Eve of destruction, tax deduction, cities inspection, bill collectors, mod clothes in demand, population out of control, suicide, too many bills, hippies moving to the hills. People all over the world are saying, in the war. And the band played on. Great googa mooga. Can't you hear me talking to you? It's a ball of confusion. That's what the world is today. Hey, hey. Let me hear you, let me hear you, let me hear you, let me hear you, let me hear you saying ball of confusion. That's what the world is today. Hey, hey, let me hear you, let me hear you, let me hear you saying ball of confusion. That's what the world is today. And this is from 1979. Written by Barry Strong and Norman Whitfield. And it's sad, Ron, the ball of confusion is still with us. Doggone it, man. It says like we're going back in history. But you know what? Our singers and our songwriters have always kept us up to date, let us know what's going on. We came through the 50s, we came through the 60s, and then the 70s, they were just telling us what's going on. Amira Shabazz says, peace. Peace to you, my sister. Yes, Tony, Amira Shabazz, glad that you're out there. And all others out there, too. So check in. Let us know what's going on. This is from 1971. Very good year. And this is from one of my favorite legendary singer-songwriter named Isaac Hayes. And I tell you, Ron, I still play the Shaft movie soundtrack. That's one song that I could put on and let it go right from beginning to end, because it's just a masterpiece. And this song is from that movie, and it's entitled Soulsville, describing what it was back then. And the sad thing about it, it hasn't changed too much now. So this is from 1971, Soulsville, Isaac Hayes. And it reads, "Black man born free." At least that's the way it's supposed to be. The chains that bind him are hard to see unless you take this walk with me. The place where he lives, God, he gives them names. The hood, the projects, the ghetto, and they all one and the same. And I call it Soulsville. Any kind of job is hard to find that means an increase in the welfare line. The crime rate is rising too, but if you are hungry, what would you do? The rent is 2 months past due in a building that's falling apart. Little boy needs a new pair of shoes, and this is only a part of Soulsville. Some of the brothers got plenty of cash. Tricks on the corner, going to see to that. Some like to smoke and some like to blow. Some are even strung out on a $50 Jones, trying to ditch reality by getting so high, only to find out that you can't never reach the sky because your roots are in Soulsville. Oh, yes, they are. Every Sunday morning, I can hear the church sisters sing, "Hallelujah, hallelujah, trust the Lord to make a way." Oh, yeah. I hope that he hears their prayers, because deep in their souls they believe someday he'll put an end to all this misery that we have in Soulsville. And so that's Isaac Hayes from the movie soundtrack Shaft. And the last poem I'd like to read is a poem that I actually read at when we had an event at the Royal Public Library. And hopefully we'll be able to share some of that footage from that event, because we had a great time and we really enjoyed the people that came out. And I read this poem, and I want to read it again. And this is also from the 60s. This is from 1973. It is actually written by Curtis Mayfield, although he is not singing on this, but he co-wrote this song with Leroy Hudson. And it was actually performed by the Voices of East Harlem and recorded by the Voices of East Harlem. And again, the world is definitely a ball of confusion. There's Soulsville all over the landscape. But I want to give you some hope. I want to leave you some hope. And I want you to understand that, we're going through a lot of things, terrible things, but there's still love. And we can still give love, because love is the answer to many things. And so this last song that I'd like to read is entitled "Giving Love," and is from the Voices of East Harlem. And it reads, "Did you hold somebody's hand today? Did you try to understand? Did you help someone who's down beneath the ground? Then you're giving love. Who's to say where the road may lead? Loving now is what we need, or is happiness just a strange illusion? Life can be what you want it to be, but it's really up to you whether or not we all get together. People, we're going to have to live. Is there something you can do just to make a dream come true? Standing strong for what is right, come day or night, then you're giving love. Who's to say where the road will lead? Loving now is what we need, or is happiness just a strange illusion? Life can be what you want it to be, but it's really up to you whether or not we all get together. People, we're going to have to live. Is there something you can do today just to make a dream come true? Standing strong for what is right, come day or night, then you're giving love. Someday soon there will appear smiling faces reappear. People everywhere will see when you live in harmony, then you're giving love. Again, that's giving love. And that's in one of the songs that you really need to hear that. And before we go into the last segment of the program, and Ron has some other poetry that he's going to share with you, but I just want to sort of segue into a segment called Food for Thought. And the question we're going to kick around for a little while and also have you think about it as well. And the segment is entitled Food for Thought. Do we need another Malcolm or Martin? And I just want to go back to the song that I mentioned in the beginning of the program. It was called We're a Winner. And I just want to read just the last couple of lyrics because I think that would give us a nice segue into our discussion. But it's going to be very brief because, again, I mean, when I say, do we need another Malcolm or another Martin, it's almost rhetorical because I think we know the answer to that. But I want to share this little portion from We're a Winner. And Curtis Mayfield says, we just keep on pushing like your leaders tell you to. And at last, that blessed day has come, and I don't care where you came from. We're just going to move on up. Lord have mercy. We're moving on up. We just keep on pushing. We're a winner. Lord, baby, everybody, hey, we're going to move on up. And so, again, I don't care what happens in this time. We're a winner. We're going to get through it. But, Ron, just thought to you, what do you think about that? Do we need another Malcolm? Do we need another Martin? Do we need a national leader? Do we need somebody maybe like this brother who just left us at the age 84? Do we need another Reverend Jesse Jackson? What do we need, Ron? Help me out here. You're the brother. You're the doctor.
We don't need anything. What we need to do is come together as a unified body.
Okay.
Just like Harriet Tubman, Frederick Douglass, and Nat Turner, everybody huddled together.
Okay.
No matter how you look at it.
Mm-hmm.
That's just the name of dot of the few.
Mm-hmm.
There's thousands of who we are, what we've been through, all that we conquer to come together in the darkest hours of the midnight skies, under even the candlelight that we couldn't even burn, to have a conversation. Ooh. What are we going to do?
What are we going to do?
And the hand raised, what we going to move forward. We're going for freedom. Yes, we understand that many didn't have the voice to speak up. Mm-hmm. That's why it's important. So when a leader does come, it's that strong voice. But it's the body who helps the power of that strong voice to continue to generate the energy that he or she needs. You have women warriors in the beginning of time. You had king warriors. You got warriors today. Yeah, there's a lot of sisters out here who stand up. But you can't stand up to recognize other sisters without recognizing the family. Your voice has to be for the family. You are a queen. And I'm going to be honest with you. Don't talk about I'm a queen if you don't have no power or you don't have no stamina to stand up and represent who you represent. Mm-hmm. Who you represent is the family. Mm-hmm. And the brothers are the foundation. You must be the foundation to support that queen of the family. Mm-hmm. Without the foundation, a building crumbles. No matter how you look here, you can't stand by yourself because you wasn't created by yourself. You was brought here collectively as a unified body. So with that, as we continue to come together, raise those voices. When you see an injustice, like King said, if you see an injustice here, there's an injustice everywhere. We see that. As the brother just read, ball of confusion. If that was written back then, think about what they had thought about what's happening prior to when they were young and before then. And it still exists today. The difference is they wrote about it, they sang about it, they stood up. Sure, and the other lyrics, they're talking about hippies moving to the hills. Well, you may not have hippies today, but you got a lot of hoodlums moving to the ghetto. And the problem is, moving to the hills was higher, not moving in the ghetto to a lower state unless you're hiding out from the master. But the master is sending ISIS all around to find you. But ISIS is supposed to melt, not freeze you to death. And it seems like that's what's happening. ISIS is freezing you to death by stomping in your environment, telling you what you cannot do. Mm-hmm. And so again, the leader is among us, but we can't have a leader or find a leader until we come together. What the heck is the problem?
That's a good point. And so again, like I said, we asked the question, do we need another Malcolm or another Martin? But as my brother has says, and I say all the time, I think it's the answer is a community. We have to come together as a community. A community is that who is united in a particular purpose. They're going to have many more No Kings marches. And the only thing about that is it's almost like it's a stop-start. Okay, you have the march, and then what happens after the march? What happens during the march? Is there planning for other marches, or how can we measure the purpose, the validity of the marches? Or are they really doing something? And I do believe that, Ron, that we have to really look at ourselves and become leaders within ourselves. Because if we stand as leaders, then we can push things forward. But if I'm a leader and you're sitting back waiting for me, or I'm a man and you're a woman and I'm pushing you back and pushing myself forward, that's not going to help. We have to come together as a community, and that's why we come to you and we bring you food for thought, not to indoctrinate you, not to propagandize you, but to have you be critical thinkers, because at this point we need all voices, men, women, the youth, everybody. We need to have a collective understanding of where we are and where we're going.
No matter how you look at it, as the brother said earlier, and I read something before, and we see and know that they existed. The problem is that you're not paying attention what storm is coming. It doesn't matter what storm is coming, a storm is coming. Whether it's a natural storm, but it's really informing you a storm is, the weatherman, the weather lady is telling you a storm is coming. Your physical and actual person sitting in your White House is telling you a storm is coming. He didn't say it, but he said it. Are you paying attention to the natural storm that's coming, or the artificial intelligent storm that's here telling you? No matter how you look at it, a storm is coming. Are you prepared collectively? Because sitting around talking about a storm is coming and you don't look at your neighbors, your family, your friends, or whatever the case may be, are you prepared? Who are you saying to somebody next to you? Did you knock on the door? Are you prepared with what's coming down the pipe? No matter how you look at it.
That's right.
Because if your door's kicked in, your windows crashed because Rihanna, I think if I pronounce her name right, she was asleep. Nobody knocked on her door. They kicked in her window. What are you going to do if you sleep with somebody kicking your window? If you survive, it's one thing. Well, the lady cooking, I call the man, and the man come and shoot her for calling them. Think about it.
That's crazy.
I called you, and you're going to kill me for calling you because you think, based on your mind, I'm going to do something. But why would I call you to kill you?
Yes, yeah.
But see, they don't knock on your door to kill you. So the thing is, all these books, a leader is among ourselves.
That's right.
The problem is that the voices are dormant. Knock on that person next to you. Raise up your voice. The pastor said it this morning in church. I'm quite sure everybody who listened to the church and went to church, the pastor's saying the same thing. But every church has a leader, a shepherd. If your shepherd is not leading the congregation to build up the community, then that's not the leader you should be following. Every fraternity, I don't care if it's the college, I don't care if the Masons or whoever, every sister, Ida B. Wells and all them, Fannie Mae Lou, they stood up. They were leaders because they was fighting for a common cause among and for their people. No matter how you look at it.
Yeah, and what you're saying is very powerful. And we're at the time in our history. We look at the Democrats, we look at the Republicans, and neither of them are really helping the people. More or less, they're helping themselves and messing up the rest of us. And so, again, like my brother said, we have to stand in our own strength, and we have to build ourselves up mentally, physically, and spiritually. And what I mean, you need to read. You need to write. You need to listen. You need to talk. You need to view things that are going to build you up. Okay, we need to talk among each other. We have to be in a position where we're strong, because again, if we're all strong and stand together, that's going to help us. So again, we have to reach back to our weakest links and make that happen. Now we're going to transition because Ron has some poetry that is going to really help you understand where we're coming from. Because like the brother said, a storm is coming, but we want to get you ready for that storm.
You know, I want to get to, but I just want to show you this. See this book, Philosophy? You see the thinkers, Socrates and all those, they was thinking about, even way back when.
That's right.
Harriet Tubman, all our ancestors was thinking about when.
Mm-hmm.
You see, the thing is here today, and as I move into these pieces,
Mm-hmm.
is the fact that if you don't raise up, matter of fact, let me say this.
Mm-hmm.
You see me here. If you see me on the streets or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
and if you are about action,
Mm-hmm.
then you say, hey, brother, I listened to you. I heard y'all. What are we going to do? Don't ask me, what am I going to do? Because, see, now I'm going to walk away.
Mm-hmm.
I said, you went down the wrong street.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Because the street I'm looking at and traveling has a destination that has no end, which means you have to go from here as far as your eyes can see, what God said to Abraham, as far as your eyes can see.
Mm-hmm.
Our ancestors marched many miles. King marched many miles. A lady from Africa marched many miles to be the first one in line to vote for Nelson Mandela. How many miles did you walk other than from between your bedroom and the bathroom? The bottom line is, if you see somebody, say, what are we going to do today?
Yes, yes.
No matter how you look at it. Let me read this thing. The first one is, this one is a short one. The title of this one is Flickering Decisions.
Mm.
Flickering lights change at the blink of an eye. What do you think about? Losing concentration on what you are supposed to be deciding. Has the mind shifted into a different mode? Making the choice seem more relevant than the focus on what or where you are headed. Flickering decisions are the straws that enter the atmosphere. The straws that enter the atmosphere of space when daydreaming about everything around you. But the main attraction is where you are going. Flickering lights sitting in your space of delusional thoughts about which direction to go, with no thought about the original plan laid out. Flickering lights, power short circuit, and a lack of focus on future goals are all due to flickering decision. One stop at a street light where multiple colors sit and stare at you while daydreaming about which category of multiple pages of conversation to have.
Mm-hmm.
Blue lights, yellow lights, red lights, green lights go.
Mm-hmm.
While accelerating into the pathway, a cross connection causes by a lack of focus, now a crash causing injuries, was made by the flickering lights inside the brain. Metaphorically speaking, the mass disaster can and will occur when the original plan is not followed. Mm-hmm. Staying focused, seeing what the mind has conceived for one to have a great and prosperous life beyond measure, and enjoying every moment time has to offer. Be that change and change the way you think. Stay focused and measure your decisions against a better way of seeing without distraction. One then views things. A flickering mind is a confused one, seeking to be rescued from the pain of an assault and battery on oneself. For not listening to the brain and realizing that the mind is a terrible organ to waste or lose. Mm-hmm. Don't blame the distraction when, in fact, you are the one who controls how you think and what you think about. Mm-hmm. B, believe beyond each step taken to get to the idea dreams that one can envision. Mm-hmm. Why? Yield not to temptation, but yearn for the higher power when yelling at the top of your lungs for the passion you crave. Mm-hmm. R. Remember all that it took to rise from a low level of despair syndrome to a more climatic state of passion and joy. G. Go where the dreams of one's desires are felt, where the energy rises with stamina and stimulation, then God can fulfill the hunger one has been lost without. Now found, when the lights stop flickering and the mind says go, and receive it. God is the foundation of life. Go for the goal. Sprint your way home.
Yes.
No matter how you look at it, everything we said, the music is led, and we're talking about coming together and do we need a little, even in that message, it's the exact same thing. Lift every voice, right. But it's up to you to do it. Otherwise, again, it's the flickering lights. Here is the one I'd like to get into with the few minutes I have. This one is in reference to women of black culture. Women of black culture gaze at the runway, strolling the walkway without missing a beat, showcasing who they are. Women with status are ladies with a strong inner soul, surging to move beyond the rim of society, expectations without disruption, yet still carrying a load to move beyond her territory, to bring home all that she labored for. Mm-hmm. Women are black culture, like Hannah, yearning for a son, and Martha eating the crumbs from the table that fed many, carried on. Mm-hmm. Queen Esther, who rose to the top of her position today, took care of her people who labored and prayed. Ruth, who laid down at Boaz's feet, knowing he was the one to meet her needs. Mm-hmm. Mary, who bore a male child, a Messiah named Jesus. Queen Sheba seeks wisdom, embarking on a long journey to find the one who holds the foundation of wisdom, mm-hmm. for stability to help lift her high without ever doubting the solidarity of the soil she stands on. Mm-hmm. The lady who wasted no time in the hesitating over a promise that she will never thirst again. A battlefield where she fights to save lives, even at the risk of losing her own, all in the determination to save another, mm-hmm. driven by the will to believe in the promise that he will never leave, but is always present right by her side. Mm-hmm. Rivers of streams, oceans, and mountains are never too high or too deep to swim. The sacrifice is the shore she wears, her strength is her shield, mm-hmm. of armor. As Deborah fights in lieu of Gideon, who was called by God, but whose focus was to get the job done. Mm-hmm. Women of black culture are beyond the kitchen maid, but the chef of authentic cuisine, mastering the flavor of womanhood, from sewing, cleaning, decorating, fixing, knitting, ironing, washing, bathing, caring for the sick, laboring like the virtuous woman, mm-hmm. yet at the end of each day, soothing in comfort, with or without the masculine arms, in a soft, bubbling bath, surrounded by a cast iron tub, where the armor takes her away to another land filled with the soft fragrance of silky smooth taste, the flavor of honey. She renews her mind for another day to fulfill her mission without delay. She plans her road trip, preparing everything she needs and more, just in case someone with begging hands needs love, a smile, a hug, or a prayer to carry them on. Mm-hmm. Like Martha in the Bible, John 11, mm-hmm. 1 through 44, 12 and 2. She builds and cares for those in need. She's indeed a woman of black culture. Do not forget Ida B. Wells, Dorothy Heights, Fannie Lou Hamer, Betty Shabazz, Coretta Scott King, and thousands of unsung women then and now. Mm-hmm. Their voices still ring silently beyond the ring sounds never heard before. Words cannot express her sexuality, femininity, grace, softness, gentleness, loving heart, and bleeding. She is a woman indeed, regardless of shape, size, or color. Mm-hmm. She is a woman of dying need, of a dying breed. Mm-hmm. Without her, life fades without a trace. The air we breathe, the rose we smell, the thirst of the soul, the spice and seasoning of cold press healing, mm-hmm. the inner cascading throughout the living cells. Make no mistake, She is Mother Nature. Without her, birth will cease, and there will be no mate to carry the fruits of their labor to multiply for tomorrow's legacy. Women are black culture, are tenacity, holding the weak and carrying the strength of their arms. Black woman in her season of black culture, determined to touch the hem of his garment, always fighting for her, their family's freedom, saving souls, lifting one another up. Harriet Tubman, who could have said more. She has always been a woman to me, song by Richard Ingram. Sisters are as pure as the sunshine and the moon glitters at night. Resting for another's day, she continues to carry on. A dying breed in tears, still in search of a strong fruit of a mature mate. Without him, she still carries on. A mother's love is unmatched. A soulmate is required.
Oh, my goodness. That's powerful. Also understand that in March as Women's History Month, we're going to bring you some women that we've met along our journey who have powerful testimony, have powerful experiences, and many of them are in business for themselves. Ron, I think we have time for just one more poem to take us out of here. But again, I want to thank you for viewing the program today. Again, we don't know what this storm is going to be like, but I'm glad that we were able to come to you today.
And honestly, even outside of another poem, which in this present I don't, but I like to say these few words. I have a mother, I had a mother, had mothers and daughters and granddaughters, as many do. Women, mothers, you bore the child. We all came through you, no matter how you look at it. Without you, without us, we aren't one. You know, God has said, you know, we're here joined two or more gathered together, there shall he be. Are we together? What happened? You have the answer, you have the question, but you don't have the answer because you don't ask the question. You don't have to ask me for the answer, because I said you are the answer. You are the answer. I am here. I am the foundation to hold you up. But I need a lady, I need a woman, I need a mother, sister, daughter, all that other ladies who are part of the fruits of labor. God said he will provide a help meet. He didn't say which one, but you have to know which body you are participating in. Don't get mad because you went out there and took on the wrong body. You hired or brought the wrong one inside. You have to look for that strong one that will help you to help us. And as I read, with Queen Sheba traveled many miles looking for that man, that king, who was for wisdom and knowledge. He didn't look for money, whatnot, because he had money. He had a whole nation. But she looked for wisdom and knowledge. Are you looking for that mate for the wisdom and knowledge? Brothers, are you looking for that woman who is strong, who's willing to do and labor to carry things on? Who can find a virtuous woman no matter how you look at it? She is there. But the word also said, brother, don't get drunk. Don't be slouchy. That's what a mother said to her son. Who can find a virtuous woman? So no matter how you look at it, we must come together. We must stand together. We must raise our voice together. The song said, lift every voice and sing until heaven and earth rings. Ring with a harmony. No matter how you look at it. But sisters and brothers, as long as you stand out there sitting there talking about what somebody else is doing to you while our ancestors fought and died under conditions you and I can't begin to imagine. Sister, tell me what it's like to be raped, and the brother, tell me what it feels like to know that your sister, your mate was raped against her will and you couldn't say a damn thing. Now is the time to raise your voice, because Jesse Jackson said, I am somebody. I may be this and I may that, but I am somebody. Who are you? Are you somebody? If you're somebody, raise your voice like he did, even during those conditions and time. His voice will live on. That's our legacy. King died. That's our legacy. Malcolm Ford died. Many others. Read your book. Go back in history. Have storytelling. Because the bottom line is, we're not just here to tell you, motivate and make you sound good and feel good. No, we're here trying to get the word out until we all come together physically. Not through AI, but in person. And that's what's important.
And thank you for this evening. This has been Poetically Speaking. Yours truly, Terry Benjamin, Ronald C. McCray. We're here every Thursday from 6 to 7 and Sunday from 5 to 6. We thank you, and everybody be a VIP and subscribe to us and help us grow. Thank you.